A lot of them were good comments.
Yeah, no, I'm sure, it was just long. It was just long. I came straight from work being this, so. Town Council work session, August 5th, 2026, 6 PM, Cape Charles Civic Center. Could I get a roll call, please?
Newman present.
Holloway present.
Buckles present.
Buda present.
Grossman present?
Ashworth present.
Let it be known we've established a quorum. Starting off item A, we're going to table that this evening because Matt is stuck in Richmond, so he's not going to be able to make it this evening, so we need to pick another date to have him come in to let us know what happened and let us know what's going on.
Yep, I
Yes,
agree.
I agree.
What was that?
Sooner than later.
Trinity, yeah, I agree.
So are we picking that now?
Yeah,
Okay.
so actually the 18th would be,
He said he'll accommodate whatever, he just couldn't get here, he's
So that's a
closing on a
Wednesday.
house.
we can do Wednesday early, if everybody's good with Wednesday early.
What day, what month?
This month.
Next meeting.
Make our
Next week.
meeting an
Oh.
hour earlier,
So on the 19th, yeah, I thought you said 18th, but 19th?
whatever the Wednesday.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
That's what threw me. I was like, I must not be in the right month.
No, no.
19th.
I won't be here, but send my respect and regards.
Absolutely, yeah.
Everyone else is good for 5 o'clock on that day?
On the 18th?
On the
19th.
19th, Tuesday's 18th.
Okay.
Is that good? Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming back from Melfa, and that meeting ends at 4 or 4:30.
Well, if you're a little
So
late, we'll start.
You would, yeah,
Yes.
just get going, yeah, okay.
Yeah, rated traffic.
We just need to get it on the record and get it in here sooner
Yes,
than later. We can't
yes.
keep pushing it.
Right,
So,
yeah.
Great.
Okay. All right, so that's item A, 5 o'clock on the 19th, before the regular meeting. We'll put that in the agenda. B, building, planning, and zoning fee structure. Rick, you leading off?
Yeah.
Marion leading
Yeah,
off?
I'll start us off.
Okay.
Okay, so, I've asked all my department heads who, are part of the permit fees or any types of fees that are coming in to come and to be here just to make sure that they can answer any questions related to those permits. I think the question I wanted, or not the question, just to perspective. I've been doing this for years, just like some of you have been doing this for years, when you assess and figure out which fees should be appropriate. And just how I've thought about it over the years is there's not a system where you can go, here's the way you should do it. There's no such thing as that. And so what is a challenge, though, you may be able to do a comparative study between other municipalities, and you may see some similarities, but even that is kind of like, there's some that may show similarities, but ultimately what it comes down to is you really are trying to find how much is this costing the staff that are doing the role, because it takes some things are simple, some things are not. And then some other things, like in a building permit, it's based on a formula that's universal, that's kind of set higher level statewide and things like that. And so we also do the same thing. And then there's another state fee that you're obligated to pay that has nothing to do with what we decide. And that money that we're charging goes to a fund that helps train building officials. So
That the 2%?
that's the 2%. So that's where that goes. But we don't set any of that kind of stuff. That's state set. But there's formulas that we follow in order for like calculating a building permit fee, right? But then you have a lot of other fees, such as when you come in for a zoning permit and things like that. There's not a right or wrong. We don't whimsically throw a fee down, but we also think about how much is this costing our staff? How much time is it going to be spent? And then the other thing that we're trying to figure is how much are we trying to recoup from what it's costing to run the department? Because we can take our budget and we can look and see what are the revenues coming in of our planning and zoning departments and building departments, and then what is it costing us to do the department, to do the service? So I ran those numbers to kind of at least kind of get a projection, because the first thing I was wanting to know is the money that's coming in paying for the department? And the answer is absolutely not. It's not. The closest is our building department. So what the revenues that are coming in from our building department is 200 and roughly, okay, I just did it, I'm not a Paul Grossman.
I'm writing it down. Go.
He's gonna correct you on the next one, it's all good.
So again, this was me and Marion.
Oh, now I'm involved.
Oh, yeah, okay, I got names.
I have a sidekick.
Everybody's
Marion.
getting thrown under the bus, all right.
And I'll take the full credit because I was leading this, but we did it kind of rough, okay? So I'm just not diving as deep as Paul would go, but just roughly to say, what are the revenues coming in versus the expenditures going out? Because I know Paul thinks that way. He said he's trained us to think that way. But I was just trying to see what is it costing us to provide the services. So if I look at the revenues from the permits in the building department, so Jeb's department alone, I would say what we're receiving in the permits is roughly $212,700. $212,000, okay? What it's actually, the expenditures for that department is $235,000. This is rough estimates. So it's close to paying for the service, right? So it's what, 20,000? Roughly 20 grand is shy of equalizing that department. But when it comes to the planning department, our planning department's larger and there's a lot more services that they provide. The revenues that they get from permits is 31,000, roughly. But the expenditures are 395,000 to run that department. So it's costing us more, you know, where does that go? The money comes from like a fee or a permit, it goes into our general fund, and then we determine what we're gonna, you know, provide for the service and the staff loads and things like that. That's where we make our budgets.
So the 300,000 includes advertising and all of the things that go into?
No, I didn't include advertising. It's just, I took the budget, the planning budget, and you can see the numbers there, so I just calculated rough estimate. So it may,
Two
there may
numbers
be.
coming into the two departments are apples and oranges, though.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's
then,
much smaller fees coming in to that department than it is coming into the building. department.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it's apples and oranges. We're
absolutely.
not looking at-
So what I thought was maybe some of Jeb's fees are coming in and it's helping to offset the other department, but it's not. It's not enough to cover his own department. And that's not counting us buying capital, golf carts, because that was from last year's. I just did this year's budget. I just wanted to bring that to your attention, that the goal is to try to, I mean, it's up to us to decide how much are we going to try to recoup in the services in order to pay for itself. But it's not paying for itself. Neither one of our departments are paying for itself. The building the building department's fees are covering the majority of that service.
And did you say, in comparing to other municipalities, that is the way that it normally works?
Well, yes. I mean, for the most part, municipalities, they're kind of similar, but there's not a rule that say it has to go this way. Or because they're charging it, we should do that too.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just,
Yeah.
We did a comparison to a certain extent when we were looking at the historic fees, and it was kind of all over the place,
right,
depending on Williamsburg versus Cape Charles versus
sure.
whatever.
My question was more, are other municipalities expecting to pay for their departments based on the fees? I was just trying to get that understanding.
We'll throw out that state code does require us to set our fees to cover our budget. Like,
Okay.
we're supposed to be self-sufficient. We're
Okay.
supposed to be able to.
That's helpful.
That's
Take
interesting.
our permit fees and balance
Really?
it out for the year and say, all right, this is the number, this is the permit fee we need to set to cover our whole department.
Right.
And I'm not a math person in this regard, but if there are no applications being filed, we don't let you go. If there's no money coming in, we're still paying your salary. So you can't really say,
Well, you wouldn't, why would you have a building department if there was no building?
because somebody might build tomorrow.
They can't hear?
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead. What's that?
You would never not have a building department.
if a town was completely built out, what would be the point of having a building department?
Well, it's annual inspection, everything else is.
Yeah, but then you would be generating permit fees for renovations and,
Maybe, I mean, this is a little hypothetical, but if you've got a down economy and no one can afford it, we would still have you guys. on
right, but then we
staff.
would have to adjust our fees to cover the department.
So suddenly we would increase our fees thousandfold?
You're supposed to.
Right, no, that doesn't seem
We
to
just
make
cut
sense.
salaries, I think.
Is that what it
Yeah.
He said it.
No,
I think there's ways to also,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to use
Yeah.
this word the wrong way, but like almost manipulate it to where you could say that so much labor is going towards the permits and balance it out.
Yeah, well, we would have to do an adjustment even if our staff load, we would have to shrink down our staff load, because we don't have the revenues to offset the cost.
I think there's a yin to this yang,
Yeah.
as we
There
have
is.
start to have this conversation,
Yeah.
and my concern is that if we price the fees too high, we start to have a reduction in applications because people can't afford the fee.
Well, most of-
I mean, there's gotta be some nexus, and maybe
Yeah.
that's not the right math word, but at some point where you're gonna start to drive down how much people are doing because our fees are too high.
Potentially,
So where are most of the expenses coming from in the planning? From the historic area, or
Good question.
where are most of those fees being generated from? The
I would say
expenses?
historic, right?
well, we got like,
The 300,000, or
Yeah.
you say the
The
permit?
budget.
No, just where the shortfall is.
The
Just curious.
historic review fees budgeted for this
Use the
year.
microphone, Mary.
The historic review fees budgeted for this year are $8,000, which is a reduction of 46% over last year's.
and that's part of what you're saying, Jeb, the state mandates even those fees are part of it?
No,
That's
no,
historic.
no, that is totally separate.
I'm surprised to, I don't
that's
doubt
totally
it,
separate.
but I'm surprised to hear that's the case, because like, as a municipality, I mean, if this were a business, I would want to know that this division is profitable. And in a municipality, I mean, with the exception of the harbor, which is the only thing we've kind of run sort of as a business,
Well, it is.
I'm
It's an
surprised that
enterprise.
we would expect, I mean, we don't expect the police department to make sure you're
Make a
writing enough
profit.
tickets to
East
cover
Bay.
your employee salaries or whatever. So, and I think that extends to, you know, to us, to a lot of different areas, so that this may be the one where the state gets involved and
Is it
says,
that the state is saying you have to cover or you can't charge in excess of what your expenses are? Because that would make
yeah,
sense
true,
to me.
that would be different.
Well, what's the biggest expense coming from the planning?
staff,
Staff.
Yeah.
our
Staff
staff
time,
expense
yeah.
is the most expensive cost for the departments.
Well, how many people we have in the planning now?
We have 3, but we'll have a planning director. So we have 2 regular and 1 that swings between, and then we'll have a planning director. And then in building, we have Jed and Connie plus Casey, so 3 on that side.
But with your numbers, you put in that director in it.
Yeah, they're all in.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
all.
was gonna say, I'm hoping you're not
The
adding
expenditure
another.
included salaries, yeah.
Jed, your revenues are primarily gonna be new construction, right? You're not bringing in much revenue as far as repair and, that's meaningless. So, I mean, one thing we could potentially look at is even decreasing some of the repair fees and increasing the new construction fees.
Right.
That would give some relief to residents, and then maybe make up that shortfall by increasing the other.
I think we kind of did that, actually, did we not, Paul?
That was the goal.
Because
Right.
like, things that are coming before that involved a new build were a lot more involved than just.
So,
Yeah, so we've got to separate this discussion from building
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Absolutely.
the planning. So we need to continue on with the building side and go through our questions.
If you're including Jeb, like, for example, Jeb's salary in that number.
It is.
Is that what you're doing?
I am.
But how much of his time is spent on STR-related
that's-
stuff that then is hot tax supported,
Yes.
which is a completely different model in our system?
Right now, the STR administrative fee of $450 per STR is, we got a budget of $135,000. So do we split that in half between planning and zoning, or we haven't made a determination about where that
Well,
revenue.
I guess we
How
could-
much does planning deal with the SDRs?
a lot.
Quite a bit.
Isn't that mostly Casey?
They're the end-all be-all. The zoning administrator is the end-all be-all. So once they've paid their administrative fee, they've trued up their taxes, they have gotten their safety inspection, the final straw goes to zoning for final approval before it gets flipped.
Hey, Marion, does it have to be an exact percentage? Why couldn't we say if Jeb's is off by 30 and we have 130, 100 goes over here, 30 comes over here, we balance it out?
I know of no rule that says it has to be perfectly balanced.
Okay.
I think that it's
We do
an
that,
attempt to
by
set
the
it.
way.
Yeah.
I mean, all
course.
goes
I mean, I
into
hope
the
you
general
do.
fund, okay? So
Yeah.
all this goes in general fund, and then we reappropriate according to the needs for the departments.
Okay.
I brought all that to your attention to just show, like, what's coming in and what's going out, so that we can see, it's not an easy thing. So we can change these things, but just know that when we change it, it does affect some of our revenues. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna end up pulling from the general fund anyways, and reappropriating it back.
But your 260 included the STR money.
No, I did not include the STR.
Okay, well, that's another, so now we're at 390.
There's 70. that we can-
But I again,
We
go
can
back,
know all the numbers.
I'd go back to the state code and see what the definition is to capture permits. So it's a short-term rental inspection captured, and that's not.
Right.
So
Okay,
you
so-
gotta have to put it in the right bucket with regards to building,
Oh, I
and
see.
that's what he's looking at right now, building.
Yeah,
So I just, for clarification, does state code say you can't make a profit on it, or that you have to fully cover your
I
expenses?
believe it's to fully cover your expenses.
That's-
I can get back to you on
so
that,
that's
but-
okay.
Yeah, we
Because
have
to
to
me,
do
that
that.
sounds in that every year you would have to.
Change
sort
And,
of
and,
recalibrate
and
based on
most big departments do that.
every
City of
year.
Virginia Beach, Newport News, Norfolk, they all do that every year.
Based on how much growth is happening, they recalibrate.
Mm-hmm.
So when there's not much growth, they have to up their
Mhm.
fees pretty substantially.
Which would go
Seems so
counter to
Counter to-
encouraging more to
the
happen.
And they
counterintuitive.
can't
So-
Move money from somewhere else, it has to come from
We don't want to be like
a
that.
certain bucket.
I should have brought it, but I will get you exactly what it says.
Well, what I'd ask you, you have notes here in the building section, 1, 2, 3. I would add,
They're not my notes. They're from the Civic League. They're not my notes.
No, not the pink, the
no,
black.
they're in,
Oh.
in the fee schedule here, 1, 2, 3 for notes applicable to 1 through 3 above. And
Where are you, Paul?
have the 2% on the first page, the
Okay,
building section.
okay, I just didn't know. Easy there.
In New York, that's how you say it in New
That's
York.
what you say. Come on. I
All right,
got you.
so we're talking permits and reviews, okay, residential, commercial, and then we have new construction. If you can just explain, I don't know if it's reference to 2001, but how do you base on new construction?
So it's based on the square footage, the use, and the type of construction. So it's a formula that's in our permit system that I
Okay.
plug in square footages and it calculates those numbers.
And that's not something, we don't develop the
That
formula.
is correct.
a
That
state
is
formula.
that is correct.
Okay, so if we can just add a reference to the state code, either in that item 3 or under the notes right below, reference to that state code.
Well, actually, it's not state, it's ICC. It's just I need to change the date, the year on that. So
Okay,
it's a ICC standard table that we use for that.
Okay, so you can provide the actual reference paragraph or section or whatever with that. And put a date there as to what the latest is that you're
Yep.
using.
Yep.
And each time we look at this, then we can update it.
And that's everywhere in Virginia, correct? Not just,
Correct. Ken, I was just going to piggyback on the renovations. So we do, under new construction for say, a single-family home, the building permit is based on square footage, use, occupancy. All the trades, we require every trade to get a separate permit, plumbing, electrical, mechanical. Now, those fees are based on the A, B, C, D, and the 1 in the residential. So if if you guys decide you want to adjust those, just keep in mind that's going to be congruent on all permits, not just historic. It's going to be everything in Bay Creek as well. So we're talking about quite a bit of bucks in permits.
Are residential less than commercial?
They are,
Standard.
yes.
And the definition for demolition is
So,
complete removal or?
Correct. The only time, I mean, demolition, as you know, most of the time is only like an act of God or a massive fire or something like that, and we just charge them a flat $150 or $100, depending on what it is. So we want to help them get it down and get it, get the hazard taken out, so.
Okay.
Any type of interior demo or ripping off siding or something like that, we just go under adult repair, which would be, the ABC, D.
So can we'll just give an example of a cost of a permit. I know it's simple math, but I'm not a math major. So, right now, the first one that we have is 2,500. If it's less, 2,500 or less, then 2,500 times 0.5% equals $12.50 plus $50. So your permit's $62.50.
Not for 2,500. It would be a
It's a
flat
flat
$50.
It's a
Oh,
flat
yeah,
50.
you're right.
Flat
So that would be
$50.
Over
Over
2,500.
2,500, yes.
Okay. So then the other side would be 10,000. So it would be cost over
I think
10,000.
it's about $27, somewhere in that
Yeah.
ballpark.
And just to let you know, it's a minor thing, but this needs to be 2,501 and 10,001, just to say.
No, less than 2,500 is
But it's still up to
24.99.
25.
Oh,
No.
mine says less than.
The next one.
But the next one, it goes to 10.
Yeah, he's right, though, because it's 2,500 and then greater,
It should
and
just say
25.
Up to 25,
Yeah.
not less than.
Yeah, he's right.
So the other one, the
Should
maximum
bargain.
permit would be
I'm just-
$175. That's for residential. $175. So that's to try to help pay for the inspection. Now, the commercial side is gonna be more expensive. So it's 2,500 times 1% plus $75 equals $100. It's not a lot.
So, just going back to that first one, the $50 one, how much time you spend on
Way more than $50 worth of time.
that? That's what
I
I'm
can tell you that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
So the permit if it's over $10,000, the permit is $275 for commercial.
But it could go up. It goes up as the price goes up.
Correct. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that at $10,000, that's what that project is. If it was 100,000 times 0.1% equals plus $175, your permit would be $275 for a $100,000 project.
Commercial.
Commercial,
Mhm.
yeah.
Not unreasonable.
It's not,
Yeah.
I
Not
know,
at
that's what
all.
I'm saying, it's not unreasonable. The state sets these, or ICC sets these rates so that we can see how much it's costing for the permit.
So when you say ICC, are they the ones setting the,
The alterations? No.
Oh,
We,
okay.
we've always set those, yes. Yeah.
that formula, the plus 1%?
Yeah.
That's us.
I mean, I know building and planning fees get kind of mixed in together, and they're, I want them to, everybody to know that they're completely separate, and I don't have anybody balking at me about my fees,
No.
at all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my take is I don't want to change them. Obviously, it's still y'all's call.
Right.
But, there's nobody complaining to me about the fees.
So that, you're not even making that suggestion.
I'm not.
Yet, so we're kind of talking about stuff right now that's not even on the radar for
Correct.
discussion.
Well, we said we review fees.
Yeah, we're going
right?
through all of
We
it.
just
So
start
we
at the
figured,
top and work our way through, and if we
Yeah.
have no questions.
I do have one on the 10% to the base fee for fire department. Do we need, given the needs of the fire department, do we need to be increasing that? I know your answer.
You
to
might
that
not
one.
want my answer.
Just saying the percentage.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, 10.
I can't remember how long ago, town council agreed to do a 10% fee, what they called a fire department fee, and what they were gonna do was, they were gonna give 80% of that fee to Cape Charles Fire Company. The other 20% was then gonna be sent to the Northampton Fire and Rescue Commission to be divvied up to all the other towns that respond here, in hopes that they would help upgrade their equipment so they could be ready to come into town to be able to hook up to our hydrants and FDCs, whatever.
What percent was that?
It's a 10%, so it's 80% was supposed to go to the fire company and 20% is supposed to go to the Northampton Fire and Rescue Commission.
So what has
Are we
been
doing
happening?
that?
I'm almost 100% certain that's been happening.
Still happening? Okay,
Yes,
good.
that is still happening. If you're asking my opinion on that, absolutely, but, you know, I am a little biased, so I'll just say that.
Right.
Is
You know.
that where we're getting our money that we're given to the fire department?
No.
No, this is on top of that.
Are we giving that on top of it?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, what did we do?
That's a
this year?
separate line item,
We did,
correct?
it was supposed to be 50, didn't we do
Separate line
75?
You did, I think you did extra, and then plus you bought the Cascade
Cascade,
machine.
Yeah,
Right.
Yes.
so, I mean, but the annual, we upped the annual, I think.
But I think Tara's
year.
question's good to know, are we doing that separately, or?
Yes, they
is the
get a
line-
the fire company gets a quarterly
Quarterly
check.
check, okay.
So Michelle runs the report based off the dailies that she
And everything
inputs every
comes
day
in,
from
then
our
you do
department.
that.
So
Okay,
when we
that's good to know.
When we show to the public our
We need-
support for the fire department, we
We're
need to
not
be
getting-
including
Yeah,
this,
exactly.
this money. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So on a $1 million residential build, what does that equal?
So that's not just a flat calculation. I permitted one the other day, counting all my review fees, all the zoning review fees, ENS fees. It was like $3,000.
And then 10% of that went to the,
So you base it on, so I have to take all the review fees off, and then it's 10% of that. So the fire company probably got somewhere around $250 off that
That's it?
permit.
That's
That's
it?
10% of 2,500.
or whatever, 2500?
Oh, it's
So what if we did
10% of the
10% of all
fees.
fees?
It's the 10% of the base fee, so I have to take that calculation before I do the state tax, before I do
Uh-huh.
any review fees, before I do any, all that stuff.
So what about a 10% or basing it off of something else? The value of the home, something like that?
I'm not sure we want to do 10% of the
No.
value of the home.
That's fire department elimination, but.
We'd have our ladder, we'd have our hoses,
Right?
yeah, we'd have.
But, I mean, that does seem $250 is a nothing.
Not
number.
enough.
On $1 million home.
Correct.
Especially for the coverage of that home, if
Right.
something were to happen.
And that's a one-time fee,
Correct.
Right, once the house is built.
one time.
Right.
$250.
Have any idea what the other towns are doing here in the county for that?
So there are no other towns that have building permit departments. They all run under the county, and I don't believe the county does anything.
No, I think we'd look outside for not necessarily on the shore.
I don't believe they have anything in there
We
built
need
in for
other-
the fire
We need
companies.
examples of people who are
Well,
actually
we can do the
giving.
fire department.
For the fire department. Is that what you're asking, Paul? Just the fire? Yeah,
The county puts a budget together.
right, but I don't,
Like we do.
right, but I don't think they tax permits for anything for the fire company.
Maybe it's time to have a talk with the county.
I have one.
Because the county has their own fees with their permitting as well, correct?
Correct.
But we can't control what the county does.
We cannot,
We
we
can
can
only
have a
control-
discussion.
I totally agree, but I think we've got to do better than this.
Yeah. I agree.
Better than the percentage breakdown.
I don't know if it's by percentage or it's a fee or what it would be, but $250 is just not enough.
Or we have a flat fee to the fire department,
Right.
$1,000 fee to the fire department per permit.
Yeah.
But that's what I think Rick is working on. That's a much larger conversation that involves maybe developer involvement and talking to the county and trying to do what he's been suggesting, which is getting all these local entities and departments together and kind of looking at overall needs. Because that is, I mean, it's $1 million just for Bay Creek that nobody else is doing. I'm not saying $1 million is adequate to do the service for that community, but if you have 3,000 units built out in there, that's, you'll
That neighborhood.
that neighborhood, right. I mean, you'll generate $1 million that is not otherwise captured by any other entity. The county's not charging anything to do that. So all I'm saying is it's not nothing. I'm not saying it's adequate, but it's something that, nobody really realizes that we're doing as a municipality, is trying to capture something that's going towards those organizations.
So you're suggesting that we have a larger conversation about it? I mean, I get that, I agree, and a holistic conversation, but to me, that sounds like something that's not gonna happen, or will take so long to happen
Right.
and net something out of it, that why wouldn't we just make a decision ourselves on this one now and still have that continuing conversation?
And if the
I'm not saying we
county or-
shouldn't, it's just, are we ready to just say it's a budget item for us, right? Is it our responsibility to provide that protection for a development like Bay Creek?
For that neighborhood,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's also in the historic infill.
I was gonna say it's the town, it's not necessarily one,
Yeah.
one or the other.
It's just not,
It's not just Bay Creek, it's everybody.
But I'm talking about the money that's coming specifically from that development.
I'm not even thinking of it with that light on. I'm thinking of, we need to give more support to our fire department.
Absolutely.
This is a great avenue to do it. I
Okay.
don't think anyone would balk at us.
No,
supporting
hey, I'm
our
not
fire
saying we shouldn't do it, I'm just saying, I'm raising the question, like, are we ready to take that on? That we're the ones who basically
Yeah. I
should
think we
take,
have to be.
I think we wanna set
If
the example
If the
of
county
doing it.
does something,
Right.
then we can always reduce fees.
Pull back.
So currently, the fee is 10%?
10%
So
of
would you
the
want to
base
increase
fee.
that,
I'm gonna make it a flat.
Flat fee.
flat fee?
Absolutely.
it doesn't come
Because
out
on a
of,
smaller home,
that doesn't come out of the base fees, it's added on.
not that you're gonna have one in Bay Creek, but let's just say there is a smaller home that's gonna be built like the new ones that are going in Cape Charles, 3 to 4, that's gonna only be like $100 to the fire department.
Jeff, when we calculate this, do we just take it off the base fee?
Yes.
So it's not added to the base fee, take it off, so that's.
So, no, it's not taking off the base fee. So if the base fee is $50,
All right.
it would be a $5 flat rate
So they-
fire department
They
fee.
would pay $55 then,
56 counting the tax.
all right, 56.
Yeah, we need to flat fee this.
And flat fee in ranges, so
But-
that
but
if a
yeah,
home is
how are you gonna
500,000,
flat
it's
fee
a
a-
million.
how-
I do.
How are you
'Cause
gonna
I don't
flat
think
fee
it's fair
a
for
$2,500 electrical upgrade permit?
3.5.
$500.
Yeah, you can't do it, because if you're doing.
I think you gotta stay with a percentage. I mean, maybe you tier your percentages, but how do you flat rate a
it's not
$2,500
only new
permit?
builds, it's any
Oh,
permit.
no, okay, I see what you're.
See what I'm saying?
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
But the
Then yes,
way
we need
this
to
reads
stay
in
at
the
percent.
chart to me, and maybe it's because it's under 3, which is
I
new
understand what you're
construction,
saying.
I'm
I thought we
thinking
were
that
talking
this is
just
only
new.
for.
No, that is for every single permit we generate other than a demolition permit. That is for plumbing, electrical, mechanical, gas, fire, elevator,
So,
building.
but in theory, we could pull out new construction to have that be a different fee scale for the fire department specifically.
That's possible.
That is
That's
something
what
I
I
would
would-
be very
Me
comfortable
too.
with.
That's where I thought we were.
Yeah,
is
I
the
thought we
fee.
were.
Yeah.
That's how I was reading it.
And then
That's-
keep the flat 10% for all the
Yes.
Yes.
renovations. and-
Right.
Okay,
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't understanding you
Yeah.
correctly.
Mayor, let me ask you this though, with that new software that's coming in, is this something that's gonna be able to be done pretty easily? Or is this something that we're gonna have to sit there and do spreadsheets and Excel and be in the Stone Age doing all this stuff?
Abacus and.
So, which is what we're
I
talking
mean,
about.
it's a valid question, because all of a sudden we'll go to 400,000 and
We're gonna
labor.
add tell me what the process.
So it would be basically anything other than new construction will still be a 10% fee for the fire department, whatever that value happens to be based on permits.
So everything's gonna have 10% added.
Except for new construction, we'll have a flat fee of whatever we figure out.
So what, by new
500,000.
construction, we're talking building permits, new construction?
New house out of the ground.
Yes, it would just be for the building permits for new construction,
Round
yes.
up.
I don't think we'll have a difficult time adding that if we, I'd like for us not to have a lot of categories of percentages.
No, it would be a flat fee for that
Right.
particular
Flat fee
one.
For that.
Everybody else,
But I do think it needs
For
to be
remodel.
different based on price of the home.
Even for a new
Yeah,
build?
I feel
I
like it's gotta
do. I
slide.
do.
You
It's
can't
gotta
have
be
a
a
$4
sliding
million
scale of
house pay the same
Same rate as a.
$600,000
yeah. I don't
condo.
think that's fair.
And you also got to consider these apartment buildings that get ready to go up.
Yeah.
Correct, that's what I'm talking about.
But do you
Is
do it
that
by the
on-
unit
Would that
price?
be on the per unit price or per building?
So we're going to
Unit.
permit every unit separately.
I say unit.
Okay, then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Is it based on cost, I'm sorry, Marion, is it based on cost of the build, or is it based on value of the property?
For
Cost
the
of
permit
the
fee, the fire department fee?
Yes. No, the fire department fee right now, the 10% is based on the fees.
Correct.
But when we're are we saying a sliding scale based on cost of the build, or are we talking about a sliding scale based on the value of the property, what it sells
Well,
for?
then you might as well do a percentage.
I mean, because
Based
that
on
could really,
That's what I'm saying, you might as well just do a percentage based on the cost of the unit.
but that's almost why I think just a
That
flat
way we
fee
cover-
makes
No.
fine sense to me, a flat fee.
I'm with you.
That doesn't necessarily have, I mean, it doesn't have to tie to the value of the property. It would be nice if we could, but then how do you?
I just don't think a $250,000 apartment or condo or whatever it is versus a $3 million home paying the same fee is fair.
Especially when those people already have fire suppression built into the
Yeah.
cost of their build to begin with.
Yeah.
Even those big ones do too.
Yeah.
Like they're building one over the fairways, they're not going for 250.
Yeah, was
I
gonna
know
say,
that,
nothing's-
it was such,
Why
I
don't we
laughed
take
as
a
it
look
came
at
out of my
how
mouth,
other
like, what am I
communities are
thinking?
doing that?
I mean, realistically,
what
there's not gonna be
universe?
a house built at Cape Cod for
I'm
less
not sure
than
they
$4.
are.
Yeah.
So
So
Jeff,
this
what
would
is,
be new and different.
can you tell me what an average building permit that you're seeing is?
For a new build,
Yeah, for a new build.
$2,500 to $3,000.
Let's
That,
just-
but that's all in, so, but that's counting review fees, everything.
Right,
So
okay.
let's say $2,200 minus the review fees and everything.
So if we did a $500 fee across the board, it's $3,500.
Well,
$2,200 on, let's say that's a $675,000 home, cost of construction.
Say that again, it's a how much of a value?
Let's just, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of homes between the 650 and 700,000, it's about $2,200.
And that's 650 to 700,000 cost of building the home, not necessarily what it sells for.
Correct.
Right.
Nope,
Correct.
cost of building.
So I don't think that a $500 fee across the board is out of the realm of, it's not gonna send somebody over the edge. And it is
Not at that
certainly.
You don't see the people we attend to.
Well,
Yeah, but you're talking to the builders now, you're not talking to the individual homeowner.
Yes.
No, but they're just passing that cost on to the homeowner.
yes.
It's a pass-through, and $500 is,
But-
This isn't something frivolous.
So,
This
let-
isn't
Yeah, do you want fire
$500
protection
for
or not?
some
Let me ask you-
frivolous thing.
I understand, but let me try to understand the logic behind it. So in a normal building permit, we would just say $2,200. Okay, so the fee that you guys is 10% of that, and that's what
To
you're
be
getting?
about $220.
Okay, so obviously we can do better than that.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing what you're saying, so we could do, so that's 10%. I mean, we could do the percentage still, though. We could just increase the percentage based on
you
the
could.
value. So we could go up as much as 20%.
But it's not based on value, it's based on the fees.
No, but then that kind of rolls over to the value. Obviously, the value of the home, if it's $1 million, the square footage is gonna be a lot bigger than a $500,000 home. So it's
So the
kind of,
fee's bigger, yeah.
it kind of, it's a sliding scale that works
It
the same
does
way.
go- And it goes beyond the $3,000?
Oh, yeah.
Number that you were talking about?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I've had $4,000, $5,000 permits.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then now
Yeah,
we're down to.
I'd rather increase the percentage than,
So what,
increase-
Yeah, so we could
50%?
say from this amount to this amount, it's this percentage, from this amount, this.
No, I
No,
don't want to
no,
start
just-
doing that, just leave it flat, because it's a sliding scale already for the amount of the
Fee, the
loan.
value.
Yeah, so that change is there, we don't want to do a sliding
I
scale
see.
there. I would say 50%.
It's already built in.
I'm very
50
comfortable
puts it
with
at
a
500.
flat fee because everyone's gonna, the fire department isn't gonna respond differently to, they're not gonna come faster to a bigger home, they're not gonna,
No, if you do a flat percentage, then it's for all permits.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I don't
So
think.
15 or 20.
25%, move it to
Well,
25%.
I'll do,
Yeah,
I mean, that's, I
I would
can't.
agree with the percentage change.
I think you keep it at a percentage,
And
and then it covers
Yeah.
every single permit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Across the
and
board.
it fluctuates
I
based on
agree.
that. I like
I
that
agree
idea.
too.
25%
25%.
on each permit.
On each permit.
New construction.
No, each permit.
No, you would
Just
have to do it.
Plumbing
It would be
permit,
hard to do it.
mechanical.
On new okay,
Well-
I don't know when we switched. I
Boy,
thought
that
we were
came out
talking
by full
specific.
circle.
It is, but if we're gonna do a percentage, you might do it on all of it, because now you're talking pennies. On $2,500, an extra 25%, it's gonna be bucks, it's not gonna be a big number. And it's still more going
It's
to the fire
$12.50 on a $50 permit,
There you go.
as opposed to $5.
And then we explain to them what this is going for. I don't think people are gonna have a problem with that.
Absolutely not.
but
This is for our fire.
you're gonna have to bump your fees to capture, right? I mean, we can't just give away all the stuff we've already been capturing.
Here we go.
No,
We still
seriously,
gotta find out
that,
if we can make a profit in the department. He doesn't know that.
wait, what's that?
We don't know if it doesn't have to be dollar for dollar.
So, okay.
It's on top.
Or we don't know that it has to be dollar for
It's
dollar.
not calculated on what, that, it's added to it.
Correct.
It's an
Yeah,
added
it doesn't
It's an
drop the
add,
fee,
okay.
so it doesn't go from 50 to 45. It
Right.
stays
Sorry,
at
when
50.
you said $50 is $5
So-
to the fire department, that would be.
No, but it's
20%.
$5 on top of the 50.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
So-
It's just
so
a
if
pass, just a pass
So
through.
if it's a $50 fee,
I got you.
we
If it's a
increase
plus,
it to 55 plus whatever the extra tax.
Yeah, it's
$56.
$2,500 permit right now is $56 out the door.
That's-
I like it.
that's-
So we're saying 25%, increase this 10% on the fees to 25% for every permit, not just new builds.
Correct. Across the board.
Absolutely.
For building permits.
No, that's all permits.
All
That would be
permits.
building,
All permits.
plumbing, all permits in my
Well, I
world.
know, I mean, it's not zoning
Yeah.
permits, it's not any
Yeah.
of it.
That's
Oh,
where
yeah,
it gets
all that
gets
have to do
confusing.
with
Good,
new
good
construction.
clarification.
Or
Any construction,
Yes.
yes.
Construction.
Yes.
It's
Not for-
under
had we
construction.
added another 15% to the permit.
So the question I have is, where does that money show up, Mary Ann, in our,
It goes to fire permit line item, which we have budgeted 1,500 for this year.
1,500.
1,500?
1,500 is what's showing here.
That's not
That's wrong.
Yeah.
I've never seen that line, I never
There's a line
noticed.
that we probably should have brought up.
It could be-
I never knew it
would be more than
existed,
that.
like I,
This should be a line that we should.
Marion, was that one of the revenue items I always look at? Is that one of the ones you get me to look at?
Yeah, that must, no,
You don't get me to look at that.
no.
You should.
You're
Because
right.
I mean, it's.
It is one.
It is.
Honestly, I think it is. But it doesn't have any notes here, so I really can't say for sure.
I would have just carried it over from last year's.
It's called fire permit. It's a.
No, fire permits are for my fire suppression, all that. That's not the correct line item.
Okay, good.
yeah, I'm just looking where we collect and quarterly,
Yeah.
where do we record that in our budget?
I've never seen it separate.
Let me look.
You know, we have our pass-throughs that go right
Yeah.
to the department, but here's a quarterly
Exactly.
payment that I'd be interested to know, how much are we
Yeah.
giving, or
What's
how
the
little
total?
are we giving?
I think the fire company's last check was like $3,500 for the quarter, if I remember correctly.
That's 14 grand over the year, roughly.
Does that come out of town
That's
manager?
not even enough for fuel.
All right, so can we take a follow-up at this, where this is recorded? Because I'd be interested to see how this is recorded.
I'm-
And actual
So,
numbers.
do you have a, like, off the top of your head, what kind of difference this might make? Substantial, a little bit, that's,
What, from the fire company perspective?
yeah.
Oh, it'd be huge. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna go from what, 3,500 to $9,000 a quarter? Absolutely.
Okay. So
I
it's
mean,
worth doing.
yeah, I mean,
from
we're
the-
staring at $200,000 SCBA packs right now that are gonna be gone next year. If we don't get this grant, we're gotta come out of pocket for every dime of it.
Right.
So,
Which takes away from
which takes away from being able to get another fire truck,
the truck.
which we're down a truck.
Right.
We had to get rid of one, so.
All right, so can we just get an email then as a response to where this flows?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not seeing an obvious line for it right now, Paul, so
Yeah.
yes.
We have
We
to,
have to bring it to the agenda on the, can we bring it that fast?
What's that?
that's two weeks from today, right?
I guess we can. Can we put that on the agenda
Increase this?
for the regular meeting?
Are we trying to get all these changes in probably by that, I would think?
That's all.
Yeah.
We're making progress, we're on line 4.
Who said,
What's coming in versus what's going out. So I can't confirm.
Okay. So we'll put that on the agenda for the 19th,
Probably
please.
go to 30%.
All right, we moving on?
to zoning?
I have a question.
Sure.
On the 2% state surcharge where you say add it, is that new in the state?
No, that has always been there. It was 1.75% for years. It went up to 2%. That is state mandated. And what that does is, it goes into a fund. All of our state training that we're required to go to pays for that. So the only thing we're out of pocket if we have to have continuing ed or if we have to go to, like I'm sending Casey to a building class in December, all of that is covered other than his meals and travel.
So why are we adding it?
We're not adding it.
It says add 2%, and I'm asking because.
So you're adding 2% to the base fee as the state surcharge.
Understood. I'm asking because some of the feedback we got was saying, what is this surcharge and where does this money go? So they're wondering, where did this charge come from? It doesn't appear transparently as though it's always been there, is I guess my point. That's the only thing I'm questioning.
So
Based on the feedback we got.
we'll just call it a state tax levy. That's what we call
Well,
it.
actually, quote the actual 36.139 is a paragraph in there, and that's the reference as to where it's coming from.
So let's put that, let's reference that
Right.
in this.
Right.
I
Right.
guess-
Item number 1, yeah.
Yes, if you could. I
Yeah,
mean,
because it's, I
just
think
like-
it's the word add,
Correct.
That's
It looks
throwing
like
it off,
we're
right?
Putting something new in as opposed to.
just 2% to all permit fees
Should be
to
like
state.
mandated.
Yes. or
Well,
required.
the ad is, if somebody's trying to understand our permit fees and they're trying to calculate them without coming to us first, it's basically instructions. Add 2% to the base fee above.
I love it. That makes perfect sense to me, but I think maybe somebody who's not delving into it as much as we are is gonna pick this up right now and say,
If you,
wow, they're adding another charge on top of it. It looks like we're,
Maybe say
if you
continue
did the
to add.
wording, if you did the wording, state surcharge of 2%, a required state surcharge of 2% needs to be added to all permit
yes.
fees.
There you go.
Just
With
change the
code
ordering.
reference.
Yeah,
If
right.
it could, yes.
Or just put continue in front of it.
No, I think,
No, 'cause
I
it
think
went
what
up
Ken
from-
said is good.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
And what Paul was saying is reference to the code,
Correct.
then that makes sense.
Then go to the page.
It's not just we're randomly adding 2%.
Which will definitely be said, so.
Exactly.
Randomly, you have 25% fire.
That's not random. That's happening.
Well, that's 2% plus 25%, so.
All right. Now moving on to zoning. All right.
All right, so I'm looking at Claudette's, or the Civic League, is, the first one that she had here was the tree removal permit, removal of hazardous trees, notification with no fee. So, Tracy, any comments on that one?
Sure. As you can see, our fees are outrageously long. So when people come in about a tree removal, obviously it has to be removed. We've had one a couple weeks ago. They did not have to pay because some of the limbs, it needed to be removed. Some of the limbs had already messed up their shed. We do that anyway in-house. We did not add it on here because our fee schedule, as you can see, it's already 4 pages. So. But
I
if
think
you
it's
would like it
reasonable
to be
not
added,
charge.
Well, just, I would put just that as like a quote next to it, hazardous trees, no charge or something like that. But then, the only problem with that is, yeah, those are hazardous trees, it's dead, but then we have to spend the time to go out and look at it.
we
do
go out
anyway.
anyway, but as far as people taking down trees, since we are a Tree City USA, they have to provide us evidence saying that it is dead.
So then I would put something like, basically.
Just through pictures or?
No, most of the time, we've had a couple people, they use different services. Adams
Simpson.
Simpson,
Yeah,
because he's, yeah. Adam's the one
Adam's
that,
the-
he's the master.
He's an
yeah,
arborist and a master naturalist.
Yeah,
And he'll come and give a free
He will.
assessment of,
that's who we've gotten most of ours
Yeah.
from.
yeah.
or maybe
They
just
should
put,
pay the $20 for how much you charge.
well, if you're gonna put it in there, you guys don't charge it, I would just put something in there just referencing removal of hazardous trees with proof, free, something.
Okay.
Just a couple words in there.
Okay, does that, everyone
Yep.
like that?
Yes.
Okay, we have no problem with that.
Without adding another page.
So then,
Just some notes.
all the way down to D2, it says C note below. Do you have that, where it says C note below? Okay. I think there's more clarity, just,
Yeah, I'd say I like it. I like both of those just because it's, to me, clearer. I don't know how you feel.
I do not, I mean, I don't want to add any, again, these are very long and all month long. I have spent, my conversations that are normally 10 minutes for fees are now 25 because I have to get into the specifics. I've had people fuss with me. I've told them to contact the town manager so he can talk to the town council because I told them I don't do the fees. I can only administer what I'm told. When we start wording stuff, it's harder for people to understand it. Easier categories are better for us in the department to actually be able to administer them.
All right,
And this
well,
is from
these-
like
These
contractors.
two are just clarifying further the line items above. You know, it's using accessory structures, warnings, that's all same words, but decks, you know, the change in design or doors, windows, no change in size. I don't see a problem of using those particular words for a better definition on those two categories.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the fees, I'm just saying,
And in
No,
some
they're
cases,
just
I think it
talking
makes it
about
easier. Because when it says decks under major work, well, it's only the change in design, not repair that, you know, it says this is what the issue is.
Anything else?
I mean, do you all like the change? I mean, we'll enforce it.
yeah, I like.
Yeah, it's just
I do.
substituting out
Okay.
kind
A
of
few
those, I
words,
think,
yeah.
a few words.
Well, it's adding on, I think, it's adding change in design, no change in opening size, which I've been going by the Appendix G in this, our zoning and Appendix G. I've been trying to get everybody to go to the appendix, the Cape Charles Historic District
Right.
Guidelines, Appendix G.
Right, the new one.
Yeah. Which has the exact, charted out.
Right.
Oh, so you're saying if we adopt these words, that we should at some point in time
Change.
update Appendix G?
Well, Appendix G is what we developed.
No, I understand.
This
I
by,
understand we
yeah.
got here, but if we're changing the substance here, you're saying eventually we have to change Appendix G.
We were
Yes.
trying to make it all to
Yeah,
match.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So which is easier, Tracy?
I to put them to the Appendix G because that's what I was directed to do once we adopted. And once I take them there, that's when we go through. They're like, oh, I understand why you're asking me these questions, and then they can answer me.
Appendix G is really a go-to.
Yes.
This is just the fees associated with it, so I'm saying if
Yeah.
we're changing words here.
We have to
we're-
change them. That's why I said I would rather not change
It
wording.
should just be cut and pasted from Appendix G directly into this chart.
And that's what it
you
is.
did.
That's what I did.
Exactly, so I tend to say we gotta make them sing, like
Yes.
Tracy said, versus having them conflict, which will only cause more confusion.
Yes.
So
Or lower
is it
the-
easier for us to keep the wording in here, like?
And then I
Appendix
tell them
G?
go to Appendix
I
G,
would say
yes.
Yes,
So are we-
Yes.
Yes, do
until
that,
we decide.
to change Appendix B.
So,
Which we just did.
a question I've got.
Yeah.
So, letter D says renovation, major work. Then you go down to okay, it's just a matter of alignment. Thank
Yeah.
you, that, I see it now.
It does throw you off.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not gonna include this new language, because it makes it more confusing. Okay.
But can we also
I'd put it on a shelf.
adjust,
I'll try to get the
Yeah,
original
I know that's
and
hard,
do
but-
it.
Okay.
No, I didn't, well, I wasn't the one that, I worked on it at first, and then after that, it was taken over. So I'll go ahead and I'll try to go through and get everything lined up, so.
Okay, so if you
Thank
flip
you.
it on the back side, on page 3, or it says page 2 of 3, historic district, and we're in major work, number 4, and then there's a comment, to truly incentivize return to original appearance, HDRB review with no fee. I'm assuming that's, if they're trying to go back to the original, she's suggesting it would be no
Correct.
fee.
Correct.
However, it would be $450 if it's not going back
As
to the.
opposed to 500, the line above.
Yeah, so what happened here was when we had the meeting with the Cape Charles Civic League back in May, correct me if I'm wrong, I forgot the exact date. Back in May, we never had that category at all. And then the Civic League brought it to our attention, and after discussion with the Civic League, I do believe the Finance Department, Jack Steinmeier, who's no longer here, and Rick and I sat down, and I think that's the fee that we came up with, because it still does take staff time to review everything, because
Yeah, I guess the way I'm looking at it,
And
the
it-
incentive is $50.
$50, yes.
So is that really an incentive? Does it mean anything for that?
I mean, I wouldn't call it an incentive, it's like a reward.
Or
Right.
whatever you categorize it.
Oh,
but just,
yeah.
For
you know,
I'm just
$50
saying,
bucks.
hey, thanks for going back.
$50 worth.
So is it worth 50% lower then? I mean, it's still a lot of time that we're putting into
No, I
it.
understand, but that's what we're trying to incentivize.
We want to incentivize that.
To go back to the original designs
Yeah.
if possible. And that's the thought process is, okay, so what would we give that person? We, I guess originally talked about no fee, but we can talk about that.
So how many people come in and say, I'm going back to the original design? a
Not
lot.
many at all.
Right. But,
No.
but I think at least philosophically, it's nice to say,
Yeah.
we're gonna reward you if you do that, and maybe more people will do it.
Yeah.
So I don't think we lose money because people wouldn't,
Not that
aren't
part,
taking
no.
advantage of it now, so.
So whatever you put on there will be fine.
250?
I like 250.
Yep.
Yeah. I wouldn't get it.
Historic district, remember people,
Right?
supposed to be.
Ed, so
I
are you
was gonna say
suggesting
no
we do
fee.
more?
I was gonna say no fee.
But we were
0.
talking, yeah, no fee.
No fee is where I was going with it.
So,
Because
what's the
they're,
feedback from staff on no fee?
What was the feedback on staff?
From staff?
It's the same amount of work, but I'll do whatever town
Yeah.
council
but you
tells me
said
to
you
do.
you haven't gotten any.
We don't
No,
get it very
exactly.
often.
So 0 from 0
Zero,
is 0.
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But I'm talking about if we do get some, it's just,
Right.
you know, I don't
Yeah.
want to say just staff time, because it does take a lot
But it's,
of time.
to me,
but
that's
yeah.
truly an incentive, if that were the case, but it's not like we're gonna have
That many people
You're
using
gonna
it?
bust.
knocking down the
It's not a
door.
big deal.
I don't think that anyone who's taken the
Yes.
efforts to take a place back to,
Yes.
like, that's incredibly expensive and time consuming.
Yes.
I don't think they're gonna do it because they got
250.
250 or 500 or,
Yes.
they're gonna do it because that's what they
We're
wanna
okay.
do.
Plus they're
We're
going for
okay.
grants
I
as
don't,
well.
but
Right.
whatever.
Let's go for 0.
What I don't
How
wanna
many for
see
zero?
though is people trying to muddy the water by
Yes.
coming in and
That's what they'll
saying,
do.
This is.
oh, I'm doing it back to original when they're
That's why I
actually
don't
not.
think it's 2-0.
That,
And that's gonna require you to do some policing and say, well, you know, that's not actually true.
Going back to one window, you might get the
So we'll
lower
go back
pane,
to
the
450.
lower window done.
250.
I-
250.
I'm fine with whatever.
okay.
We are too.
250.
We're
Yeah.
fine with whatever.
No, so wait, we need clarity. Is it 0? Is it 250?
How many for 0?
I can go 0.
Yeah, I could go that way.
So you just say 0? If we're not-
All right,
if
0
no
it
one's
is.
using
0.
Okay, 0.
Okay.
Congratulations, everyone.
Yeah.
We got a this from Ed. That's good. That's
So for
good.
everybody to be
See, that's
coming
why
in
you're
now,
here.
it's gonna be taken back to the way it was, so it's 0.
But either way, you
Ed's
still
house
have
doesn't
to,
count.
you know, they're,
That's right.
All right, let's move to the next.
I would
they're
just say
paying
that we
500
should
if they're not.
keep in mind that if
either way,
you
you still
find
have to-
people are
Yes.
using that because of this situation that we
You
just
need to
talked
let us
about,
know.
People are trying to push.
Now, we're gonna
you, then
double it
let
next
us
time.
know,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would say.
I mean, that's my only concern, but that's fine.
Well, I mean,
You-
actually.
You want me
have a way
to
of
send them to
policing
you
that.
when they're on a 10? We had one last week like that. Rick got to do that one. I will do whatever town council wants me to do and try
We're
to
just
do
saying,
it to the
keep
best of
track
my
of,
knowledge.
if that becomes, because we're taking that to zero, all of a
Great.
sudden, these people come out of the woodwork that are going
Oh, they
to
will.
take a house back.
And if
They
they
will.
don't, if they
Yeah.
don't take it back, then it's reinstated to the 500.
To the 500.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, just, we could put that.
Yeah, just move it at a different category,
Yeah.
because that's what they're doing now.
Well, I'm just
Right.
saying, if
Right, they're
not
claiming
doing
they're
it-
in 4, but no, you're actually in 3.
That's right.
Yeah, it will solve itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, you're right. Okay, so the next one is number 6,
Penalty.
Number 6.
major work demolition of structure. The comment is historic district contributing structure only. Actually, an increase in the price since it went from 400 to 750.
Um,
Then $500 revised to 400 at no, and so cost justification to increase the fee.
So just to clarify here, historic, for demolition, there are requirements statewide and it's obviously in our ordinance, but that's for contributing structures only. We allow things to happen for non-contributing
Yes.
to actually be taken down. You know,
but if
demolition
you're-
of an
well, if
object
it's-
doesn't go to historic.
Because if it's going as a contributing structure and we're demolishing the structure, it's not contributing anymore, because it's gonna be gone.
Right.
So
But they
why
can,
would
they
you
can
get- I wouldn't
petition.
give
I
No,
wouldn't-
There's a whole series of steps. If somebody
Reasons,
wants
yeah.
to remove their historic home,
Yep.
you gotta put it up for bids, you gotta do, there's a whole bunch of things that get involved. However, when it gets to non-contributing, that's all off. It's not in the historic ordinance. And that's the clarification we're looking for 6, is just historic district contributing structures only.
Just to add that in.
So we wouldn't be charging a fee for non-contributing?
Not under historic. It doesn't come through the historic. Now, it will come through building,
Right.
maybe even demolition, or whatever, but
And there's no fee.
all I'm saying is historic doesn't get a staff report or what have you, because it's not contributing.
So then the demolition fee under building code would cover it?
Right.
It's $100.
So you're only talking about demolition?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so we all good
Are you
with
fine
6?
with, are you fine with the fee though?
Yeah, I'd say the fee's fine. It just, if it is historic, you're gonna have not only staff report and historic board, but you're gonna have a raft of people chaining themselves to this structure. Okay? It's not gonna go down easy, unless it goes down over a weekend.
I know, it's happened. All right, so number 9,
It has happened before.
environmental permits, wetlands and coastal dune permit. The comment here is that this is higher than Hampton Roads locality, reduced to 300.
What was our reasoning behind
Yeah.
making it
500.
500?
I mean, it's been there.
Yeah,
Oh, so no one knows.
so it's the I
It
mean,
was never 300 for us.
no.
That's in Hampton.
But there was, no, I'm so sorry, yeah. When we made it 500, was there rationale behind that,
Oh,
or?
wow. That was, how many zoning administrators ago?
Yeah.
So I wasn't involved then,
I
yeah.
would say yes.
Yeah.
I
There's
mean,
always rationale why
I'm
we
sure,
put it
yes.
Wasn't sure if someone knew off the top of their head.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't see why there's any need for reduction, personally.
wetlands and coastal dunes.
Have we had people complain about it?
No, not at all.
I mean, the only one that's gonna be dealing with the coastal dunes, the town owns the dunes here, and in Bay Creek, the private beach that's owned by the developer, they own it, so if they decide to do something.
Yeah,
$500 fees.
Oh, but
Yeah,
this
because
is
your
wet-
walkways are at
This is
the,
wetlands too.
Yeah.
for one, your walkways are at 100, you know, they're a different fee anyway.
Yeah, even in wetlands, I mean, it's, you can't do anything in wetlands.
No.
You really can't, unless you go in there and do some sort of tree replacement. You wanna get rid of a pine, you have to come up with a tree plan
Yeah.
to replace it. And that's a pain in the
Mitigation,
ass.
yes.
But that's in the RPA, it's in the wetlands.
Mhm.
So, that's, you gotta go through that whole review.
Also have permits for all of the piers that everybody's building down in Creekside Lane that has to have wetlands approval. Has to have a joint permit application with VMRC, have to have, the Wetlands Board has to meet and approve that.
No, not for those now, that's under administrative now. That's why she did the
piers?
boardwalk and walkway. I asked, I've got a lot of questions in now that we're redoing it, but I thought the same thing, Jeb. For docks and piers, you know? Because I've taken piers to wetlands before, years ago.
I don't see, well, if VMRC's involved with it.
Yeah, then it
That's
wouldn't
what,
be,
that's what they call a joint permit.
Yeah, it is, and normally we would
Wetlands
take
Board
it.
and VMRC
Yeah.
look at it because they have oyster lease grounds
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
That have to be, they have to be notified, so
They do.
that's why I'm shocked.
How often?
Me too. I was too.
I mean, let's take a vote on it then on it, because I mean, if it's been 500, I'm personally for leaving it 500. Does anybody want to reduce it to 300?
no.
All right, let's just strip it.
And it seems to me, if we're talking about that kind of level for piers, docks, all of that, that's a lot of work. That seems that, that's not just an administrative approval.
No, that's advertising. We have to do the public advertising
Right, but what
for
I'm
it. We
saying
have to
is
send out
Docks
letters.
and piers shouldn't be under administrative
No,
approval.
I agree with that. That's what I said. I
So-
want to rewrite some of that after I get the correct wording from, I've been working with VMRC with a couple things and DEQ, so.
So you'll bring that forward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, Jeb.
All right, number D, 9D, Chesapeake Bay Preservation Act regulations allow for vegetative maintenance, not removal within the RPA. Either clarify to specify requirements or remove line.
Again, it just doesn't matter to me too
I
much.
don't know, is that actually true? Because I think you can remove but replace, right? You can
No,
do
you
a-
can,
They can go in and clean up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clean up, yeah.
Has to be under a permit. I mean, they
Right.
have to get approval.
yeah, it's $50.
Claudette certainly would know
$50
this
for
because
us.
that's what she does for a living.
Yeah.
I paid it.
We didn't do it on our dues,
Yeah.
because we didn't have to, because they're ours.
Right.
Okay.
When this,
I defer to her,
Yes.
her background on
That's
that.
fine.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think she is the expert in that area.
Yes,
so-
yeah, there's no reason.
So what change is gonna occur here?
Remove the
Yeah.
line?
It says either clarify to specific requirements or remove the line.
So one thing
No.
that I would have to ask
I don't think it
Tracy,
needs
can
to
you
either.
defer and ask DEQ?
I
If that
can.
may be something, we should probably ask DEQ on that line.
technically, if the tree is under 2 inches in diameter.
I don't
or
think you
less.
should remove the line.
No.
Because then that's gonna give everybody the free for all. to go.
They're just gonna go and do it. Yeah.
And then
So then the
DEQ's
clarification
out
she
and
put
working
is,
fine.
I don't think-
regulation allow for vegetation maintenance, not removal.
I don't think it
within
needs
the RPA.
clarification. If you want to do work in the RPA, you're going to come in to zoning
Yeah.
and planning, and you're going to find out whether you can do that or not.
That's exactly what I
And
was
it's going to
told.
cost you $50.
Yeah.
I was
But
told
you're
nothing
gonna,
under
what
2
we're
inches.
saying though is we're gonna charge $50 for people to
Nothing
do
over 2 inches.
vegetation maintenance. And that doesn't make sense. Why,
No,
why
because-
shouldn't somebody may be able to maintain their area? Why would we charge them a fee?
It's
Well,
not
she
that
doesn't
simple.
object to the fee, she's just.
Right,
saying
but she,
language.
that's what she said, not removal. She's adding that change.
They do clarify it when you go in there, you have to go in and do some cleaning up in like the RPA, they'll tell you, you cannot remove anything greater than 2 inches in diameter. The
Right.
rest of it you can mow down.
Personally, I think that people are gonna take advantages like crazy because their interpretation's not gonna be what we interpret. It's gonna be, I'm not removing, I'm just, and then we go over there, it's like, that's a removal. What you just did is a removal. So cleaning up is way different, the way we view this, because the code tells us it's different than
But you
removal.
can remove it.
So
2 inches
what if,
and under.
what if we took out the word waiver and said permit? CBPA administrative permit for maintenance work of vegetation in the RPA. You're not waiving something, you have to get a permit to do it.
That's what the $50 is for.
Yeah.
So you have to pay $50
To make sure
to
you're
maintain
actually
your
following.
vegetation?
Yes,
In the RPA.
Because
In
that
the RPA.
That requires a site inspection to
Yes.
define the zoning law.
yeah.
It's not just
You
a
can't build back there.
sign a piece of paper. I mean, somebody has to go out and say, you can trim this, you can remove that, you can't remove that.
Right.
Well, unless you come up with a tree plan.
That's right. Want a
I
job?
would take a giant pine tree down because it's dropping crap in my pool.
Good luck.
But you can limb up things. I mean, that's not a problem to get it
Two-thirds
for a
of the
view
way
shed,
up.
but
There you go.
You can limit, they'll tell you all this when you go get the permit. It doesn't all have to be.
So I
spelled out.
like your suggestion, waiver to permit.
yeah, I think that covers,
As long as you don't booger up G.
All in agreement? Like that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
like,
All right, next is, that's it.
that's it?
For that, for that's next.
Yeah, for him.
well, we should still
I mean,
look
we
at.
can look at other
what's
fees
there.
if you want to look at other fees, but that's all the notes that specifically. brought.
Right, but I think we should at least be,
Yeah, I didn't have any problem with
Yeah, I didn't even.
I think I initially had, oh, sorry,
Go ahead.
page, under Historic District Review Board, the yellow section, I remember, isn't that what I brought up during, when we budgeted? My math, I was like, that, feels like that was a very long time ago.
Tammy, I'm sorry.
It's on page, 2
203.
of the big, I guess it's page 1, really, it says 2, but it's really page
Oh.
1.
Of the agenda packet?
Uh-huh,
Okay.
1 of 3. I had questions about going from 500 to 1,000 and 1,000 to 2,000. It just seemed like a big jump to me, and I didn't understand the why. I just wanted to have a conversation, I think is what, right? What I,
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I'm coming in.
I know.
Kind of pinch
On
hitting
that,
this.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think if, and I don't know if the farmer spoke with you or you about it, but I think it was to kind of just, we're assessing the fees just to see where everybody, is at. We're never going to recoup, as he said, our whole department. But we were trying the ones that we spend the most on. Like, we do spend more on commercial projects or commercial residential mixed-use projects than we do residential. So, and I do believe we charged, our commercial at one point, a couple years ago, was 1,000. Yeah, which one am I looking at? Yeah, and then we went back down, and now I think we're back up. The one I'm looking at, am I looking at the right one? Where it says 1,000, 2,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000,
Yeah.
2,000,
Yeah.
mhm, For commercial.
Yeah.
okay. That helps, thank you. And I'm okay with the others.
And this should pertain to the whole town, right? You have Historic Review Board. So is that just in the historic area, or is that the whole town? It should be the whole town.
No, for these fees, it's historic area. For Bay Creek, we don't review anything without the ARC approval letter.
Right, but what, do they have a similar fee or no?
Oh, ARC, they set their own.
No, I mean, so you take the recommendation of the ARC.
Yep, we don't charge any more. Our zoning clearances end with
Yeah, because
the building.
ARC, anything major is 2,500.
Yeah,
at
I've
least it
heard.
used to be 3 now.
So three went up.
Well, let's, math,
we're still
it's
bargaining.
mirrored.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So anybody else have any other fees they'd like to discuss in the yellow? Not hearing any, do we have anything else this evening?
It's all.
That's it?
I mean, I had just some updates.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
All right. the
Thank
math-
you guys, staff-wise.
Yes,
We
thank you
really
very much.
appreciate,
I have some answers.
yeah, really appreciate your input and time.
Very helpful.
So, let's see. The manager's report went out today, So
Saw that.
if you haven't seen it, please look at it. It's just it's a review from the last few weeks.
The only recommendation I'd make on the, some of the reported concerns, I think there were some things that, some of them were answered in one way, well, maybe it wasn't you writing them.
It wasn't.
So explaining and I wish I could remember, like the top ones, it was still, yes, we talked to the people. It doesn't give you that was a problem or not a problem.
Yeah.
And I think I just want to make sure that as folks read that, they understand we are going to address certain matters. I wish I could
Just
bring
some consistency in
Right.
response.
Yeah,
Sure, okay.
I'm not being very eloquent there, but.
No, that's good. Well, some of these probably need to be brought back to see how it was resolved, right? Okay, we can do that. And there was a lot, if you noticed. That's, normally we get like maybe 4 or 5, but last couple of weeks, I mean, the cat goes out of town, the mice come out and play. So that's kind of what happened. We just had a lot of craziness going on.
They waited. There was newsflash, he's gone.
Party.
Little crazy's gone, right? He's gone, quick, run.
So, if you haven't looked at it, please review it. There's, updates from all departments. So a lot of the big projects that are going on are actually in there. But some of those things that are not in there because I didn't have a chance to add them, I'm gonna just let you hear about it. The bathrooms at Strawberry Park, or Strawberry Avenue, I'm sure you're all wanting to know what's the latest on that. So the latest and the greatest information is, the interior excavation for the plumbing is finished. So what that means is they've dug the track area where that's gonna go, and then the next steps of that, they will install the plumbing, and the framing will come up from there. So,
Does that have to be inspected by you before they can do anything else? Because they did that 2 weeks ago-ish, because I can hear the jackhammering. But it's been sitting,
okay,
and it's like, he needs to get back on the job.
yeah, yes.
Just hurry up and wait and stuff.
I agree. So, the goal I found out is that it's supposed to be ready by late November. And
So that means
the
Festive
goal,
Fridays are
that's so that it'll be for Festive Fridays.
Not gonna happen.
What? We need to find some new
If that's the prediction right now, we need to move this along. We need to, I don't know what pressure we can do or what we can do, but
Yeah.
this has been long enough. I mean, it's
Yeah.
gone from
Yeah.
July to now late November. This is gonna be lucky if we get it in June
I mean,
of next year. I'm telling you.
yeah.
I mean, the way this has been held up,
That's what Bob
This is
Kennedy
ridiculous.
said to us
Yeah.
when he came, was that it would be fall. And
Yeah.
he was qualifying late November as fall, which it technically is, but late November's Thanksgiving.
But in reality, we need it done by November 1.
Yeah.
agreed.
Okay.
That is what we would like to work to.
And before you, I'm sorry, Andy, before you move on then, while we're on bathrooms, can we please get an update on the Silver Bullet? Is it being moved?
So the answer is no, it's not being moved. And that's
Why?
something, because after coming back from the training, I got some time to talk to my department head about it. And what was being asked is, it's impossible. It's impossible to do. It's designed for a connect, a direct connection to a sewer line, and that's where it's in the Central Park. We signed a contract with the Central Park Concert Series so that we can provide extra services for that, what's going on. To be able to move it from there to the beach immediately, they have to disconnect and put a different kind of connect on it so that it can be pumped out. It takes a staff time. It's estimated a couple hours to be able to do this change. The problem is the location. We have to get VDOT approval for that. And the way that the setup is, the stairs, there's a platform that would actually be in the road. So the chances of VDOT actually approving it is going to be pretty slightly to nil. So that's not, we designed, when we talked about it, it was more of like, can this be moved around? Yes. But it wasn't designed to be moved around constantly. It was more like, let's plan where this can go and we can do it, but it's not going to be feasible to be able to move like that.
Well, just so you know, before you were here, 4 or 5 years ago, we had a one down by the bathroom jet bill on the road.
And at this point, I'd like to just beg for forgiveness with VDOT and deal with it while it's sitting there. And let them come after us and say, you can't have this here, because I doubt they ever will.
Yeah,
Because we put other stuff, you think?
yes, they will. They're on it all the time now. They will call me if something's wrong, they will flag it. So
Really?
we don't want to be in a bad relationship.
No,
with
no,
VDOT.
I got it. I don't want to get worse for them, but
Yeah.
Remember when we put Billy, we rented it from Moore's.
Yeah, it was only for special event, right?
So then that.
Yeah, I don't remember it staying down there.
I thought it was there for.
So I hear you.
And we need to
4th of
start
July,
that
I hear you.
now.
I think that
Because
what,
we cannot have Porta Johns at the beach
Great,
front
I hear you.
next summer.
agreed.
I think what we should do is strategically plan. We know the master plan is calling for Jefferson, so let's plan putting a direct, like a bore route, a connection so that we can have something temporary. Put a water line there, we can have a pole put up there by Jefferson and plan accordingly. So that we know that it will not be in the right of way, it's gonna be an area that VDOT will approve, but we can plan it and have the right way. And when we decide to take it away, we'll have a permanent structure we can tie into right there too. So we won't lose money, it'll be planned right, so VDOT will be part of it. This year will be trouble because we're trying to figure out this, but at least we know we're accommodating the need in Central Park because that's where the overflow mass of people are really needed. The beach, we do have a bathroom, so we are accommodating, and there's some porta potties right there. Next summer, we can plan accordingly.
A big bathroom.
Yeah.
All right, sorry to sidetrack.
So,
Go right
anyways,
ahead. Move on.
The next one, just electrical upgrade on Mason Avenue. Where we're at right now is we're getting ready to issue the IFB, but what we're doing, or what Bob's waiting on next, is to walk with the contractor to be able to look and talk about what is needed, especially when it comes to, there's 3 areas that this next project will cover. It's Pine to Strawberry, Strawberry to Peach, and then Strawberry from Mason to Randolph. So there's 3 areas we're gonna walk through the contractor to see, can this be done without engineering? And if so, then we'll go ahead and get Main Street connected so that we're doing some design elements that are consistent. And then we'll know what the cost is. If we can't do if we have to require engineering, then that will be the next phase, is getting some engineering drawings done so that now we know what we're gonna be doing for those areas. So that's where we're
Isn't
at.
that gonna be a call by you as to what you require for electrical permits?
Yeah, but he's talking about more underground, running into, they're gonna be boring, obviously
Right.
boring these lines, so
Right.
they gotta look at storm sewers, they gotta look at sanitary sewer, water lines, underground power. That's way above what,
I
The
just
true
don't-
engineer drawing.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's what I think you're gonna end up having,
think so.
right?
So the next update is just on the library.
Can I ask a question
yeah.
back to the electrical upgrade?
Sure.
Can we have someone, maintenance, come out and be done on the lights on the trees? Because I don't think they're all working, and I think there's some that are falling off. It's just looking a little shoddy, and I think we need someone to come out. And I know the company that installed the lights can do that.
Absolutely.
So that electrical, does that include the pipe that's coming out of the ground that, right there at Strawberry Plaza, where you still
Yeah.
have that?
That's
that's gonna
part of
get-
the, correct, yeah, they're not finished with that. So they will add the lines to that conduit. That would be part of the next phase, correct. Library, and this is, where we're at, because this is the condo association, and all the windows have been done now, the frames have been painted, and I believe what's left is interior. There's boxes to cover the plumbing, so that still hasn't been done. So there's just little small things that are left, and hopefully they'll be done with that soon. So it's on the last leg of that. Municipal building, we are still in the pre-construction and working with VDOT. VDOT is reviewing our entryway from the parking lot. So one is not according to their standards, and that's on the Fig side, where the police department would be coming out of their garage. That one is the one that they're reviewing because it doesn't meet current guidelines for them to approve those things. I asked,
The non-conforming street.
so I asked Bob when it's groundbreaking, when can we anticipate how soon that? He said within 2 weeks. So I think we should do something, even have the mayor come and, or us get shovels or something, that it's a big deal. So we'll plan something and have all of our
Yeah, I
council
think,
members
I
with
think you should
shovels.
include all.
Say it again?
I think you should include all,
Yeah.
because it's not like we haven't been working on this for how many years now?
It's a big deal. I mean, this is,
And we probably could borrow the shovels from VDOT. I'm serious, I know that sounds like a joke, but I really do mean that. Because they're gonna use them they use that ceremonially they have the gold shovels.
Silver.
I thought they were gold, but anyway, they have them, they use them for the rail trail.
yeah, okay.
They were gold for the,
They were. But I agree that would be really cool.
Silver field.
And I think in doing that, I'll just add my 2 cents. I think there's some staff that should be included with that, like Bob, and the police department, 'cause it's kind of representative, not just figures, yes, we push this, but there's some, I think there's a good way for us to make it feel as if it's inclusive and doing that, so.
Well, Pam's back there, and I know it's gonna be fantastic.
Exactly.
Whatever she does is fantastic. Right, Pam?
No, it's not.
She's like, I can't hear you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because you're not speaking into the microphone. That is gonna be
I'm reading it.
Sidewalk infill, so when IFB is due, on August 31st, that's when we'll receive back, Jefferson on the north side to Bay, and so that's where we're gonna have a complete loop, or, continuous, sidewalk infill from there. And then we'll have a few that's on Nectarine and one on Harbor. And then from that point, we will have, every place in the downtown area will have at least a complete loop where people can walk. So
Wonderful.
it's pretty exciting. In the last 100+ years, it's the first time that we'll have complete loops on everything. So, the harbor, they are rebuilding the 3rd phase of the boardwalk. And this is, right near the shanty, so that's that area. That's gonna start in November, and a grant is paying for 75% of that project. So that's what Bob's working on, and that's all I have as far as updates.
anybody else have anything?
Yeah,
No.
I had asked a couple of meetings ago that we have a sign installed at Strawberry Plaza
Yes.
on the north side to prevent golf carts. We have one on the south side.
Yes.
But we still have golf carts pulling in there, like they're going to a drive-through at the bakery.
Right. It's on my
And-
list too.
That new cutout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know where we're talking about, like right there?
Yep.
Yeah. And then the other sign.
Yes,
Right.
please.
Adam and I are on it.
I don't understand why this hasn't happened. This is maddening. That sign needs to go up right after the brewery, like
Yep.
in the next 2 days. I mean, this needs to happen,
Which sign?
right after the brewery.
The-
Where these
oh,
carts
no-
are still
no
rolling down
carts,
Stone
yeah.
Road.
We have Andy's little temporary sign there forever, and we've,
Smitty put that.
couple
in there,
months. Couple months now.
Wanna
We
put that in?
I gave it to him. He put it up.
Lord. Yeah, we need to get this
CC
stuff.
Ryder Smitty.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, CC Riders.
If we're gonna do that, you want a permanent one.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Then we
Right.
should also have one on Passat Parkway. Coming out of Bay Creek, so that if people are coming out of Bay
Going to the
Creek,
right.
they don't go to the right. Because there was a temporary one there for a while, I don't know if it still is, because I don't know.
There's not.
So I think we should put a permanent one there.
And they can't go right or left. There's just none beyond that, right?
Well, but there'll be a-
Technically, if it's a low-speed vehicle.
I know that.
They can go.
I know that.
They can do whatever they
Old
want.
Cape Charles Road, they can go up to Casat, all the way up to 184,
Sure.
but they cannot go on 184.
They can cross over.
But
Right.
I've watched many golf carts go up there and take that
I know.
left-hand turn going into town.
Yep.
Okay, so on Casat, whereabouts?
Where it intersects with Stone. Is that right?
No.
I'm saying.
Coming out of Bay Creek.
Right outside Bay Creek.
Oh, right.
Because you can
That's-
come out of
I
Bay
understand.
Creek and go straight across.
Yes.
But you can't come out of Bay Creek and.
Go to the
turn
right.
correct?
Yes.
Technically.
Yes, you
Yeah.
should go straight across.
If you have a
Plenty of
low-speed
people
vehicle.
Yeah, yeah.
are on that road.
But don't let that hold up the process. We need to get this other one out
I
there.
will check on it. I have put these in, but I just haven't checked on it, so.
Yeah.
Who does this?
Ralph. Ralph was gonna be getting the signs.
Can,
But we're gonna make them
Those
permanent
are my
ones,
two.
not just.
Yes,
Correct.
real signs, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Making sure we follow the sign ordinance.
Yes.
You have to get VDOT approval too.
yeah.
So maybe now we just do some
Depends
temporary,
where they sit.
short term.
Put them far enough off the road where,
If
where
they're
VDOT, you're not gonna see them.
No, if they're 22 feet off the center line, you don't have to do anything.
Off the center line?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Because the roads, each driving lane is 23 feet. They've always told us, as long as
Right.
it's
Andy,
22 feet past the center.
Andy, could we meet, talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All I know is that little sign's not doing a darn thing,
So
so,
we're gonna do 3 signs. Okay,
that's fine.
2, 3, yeah.
Yeah, strawberry.
all right.
All right, anybody else?
Can I just ask Paul, the whole ordinance with the county about the bike path
Right.
and golf carts and the associated fines and enforcement and all that, where does that stand?
Well, Libby's got it, and
It's going to be on the August 19th agenda, because we couldn't do it tonight, because the state requires a public hearing,
Notice.
Okay,
and there was no time to advertise for
so
it.
do we have to follow that?
no, we
County?
can amend it.
Because like, I was surprised that it's a $50 fine.
Can't change that.
You can't change that?
Nope.
I have ours going from, because it's going through whatever section it's in the traffic, and the fine in the traffic is $250.
But that's in traffic, not on the
Well,
car
that's-
path.
Okay, because I just
Different.
went by whatever was in that,
I would
section.
clarify
I
it.
didn't find anything under the Code of Virginia on fine about
But
that.
they have under the Virginia Path Group,
Yeah.
Ron Wolf, he looked into it.
Yeah.
We can't supersede the state law,
I
is
can
the
go
problem.
check that.
Ask
'Cause
Ron.
I didn't see it when I was reading the Code
Ask,
of Virginia.
yeah, ask Ron, because they had to find it, because we can't go up and beyond. I think that's crazy, but
Be nice to do
we
that.
can't charge more than what the state
Yeah.
dictates.
But when we
Unfortunately.
stop them and they're drunk,
Well, that's different. That's
which is
arrest.
likely.
That's arrest.
I know.
All right.
Is August 20th still the groundbreaking?
so.
Yeah,
Has
that's
anybody,
correct.
have we heard any time of day or anything? We're just gonna,
I haven't heard time.
Hope it's super early. Or you're kind
I'll
of
send an
early.
email out.
okay.
I had one just, tonight, they had the county town edge, kind of town hall for information
Yes.
dissemination, so you'll read about it Friday.
New York Times.
Yeah, right? All right, not hearing anything else, can I get a motion for
So
adjournment?
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Look at what I have this in. Tales to Trails.
Thank you,
Tails
Jack.
to trail, all right.
Tales to Trails, that's what I have in my phone. I'm like, why can't I find it? Well, because
What do you have it at?
Tales to Trails.
Hell yeah. Now that would be a great tourism.
Go.